try to give myself grace. Everybody says give yourself grace. It's so hard for me to do that. At the end of the day, it's my fault, and I let everybody down.
And Mitchell's been quiet for a while. Not anymore. Look at Canada with another assist. A big bounce back night for her. Mitchell dribbles behind the line to take the three. Howard with the one-handed rebound and putback.
Lexi Hull delivered the single biggest defensive play of the night. A clean steal with 7.4 seconds left that erased any hope of an Atlanta comeback. Brianna Turner, often unsung, provided the defensive toughness and stability, while Natasha Howard chipped in vital plays that kept the team cohesive. Even the smallest minutes mattered. Michaela Timpson grabbing 5 crucial rebounds in just 4 minutes, and Shaquala Petty hitting a clutch 3 in the fourth quarter. And let's not forget the bench mob. Clark, Cunningham, and Bibby, though injured, were active in every huddle, clapping, shouting, and lending their energy, creating a true sixth-man mentality that propelled the Fever forward. Clark even sported black Air Force Ones, instantly deemed a good luck charm by fans. This was a victory woven from countless individual threads, creating a tapestry of collective resilience.
The desperation before Game 2 on Tuesday, just how does that carry over into tonight?
Well, I think anytime that you're a win-or-go-home situation, there's desperation. And so it has to carry over. You know, we're in the same situation. Our back is against the wall. We got to come out and we've got to play with that sense of urgency. We've got to play with that hunger. We've got to value every single possession and every single opportunity.
And by the second half, you could actually hear them more than Dream supporters. It felt like a home game during an elimination matchup, something that gave the players clear juice down the stretch. And
Becky Hammon, the Aces coach, put it plainly, they haven't seen the real Aces yet. That wasn't just a statement. It was a warning. This semifinal series will either confirm the Fever are building something sustainable, or it will expose the limits of heart and grit when stacked against proven championship talent. Aliyah Boston didn't just win a matchup. She flipped a storyline, claiming the paint that once belonged to Brittney Griner as her own. That performance marked a genuine turning point, not only for her, but for the Fever's identity as a team that simply refuses to crumble under pressure. If this injury-riddled squad can defy all odds and make it this far, what happens when Caitlin Clark and the other injured stars return in 2026? Could we be witnessing the very beginning of a dynasty taking shape? Or will the Vegas juggernaut prove too much? The WNBA landscape has changed forever, and the future is now.
And once the dream melted in the final minutes, resilience won out. Which brings us straight to Aliyah Boston's showdown with Brittney Griner, and how it signaled a clear changing of the guard in the paint. So why was Brittney Griner...
This is just 4 of 16 from the floor in Game 2. That's terrific call into Boston. Beautiful read.
Becky Hammon, the Aces coach, put it plainly, they haven't seen the real Aces yet. That wasn't just a statement. It was a warning. This semifinal series will either confirm the Fever are building something sustainable, or it will expose the limits of heart and grit when stacked against proven championship talent. Aliyah Boston didn't just win a matchup. She flipped a storyline, claiming the paint that once belonged to Brittney Griner as her own. That performance marked a genuine turning point, not only for her, but for the Fever's identity as a team that simply refuses to crumble under pressure. If this injury-riddled squad can defy all odds and make it this far, what happens when Caitlin Clark and the other injured stars return in 2026? Could we be witnessing the very beginning of a dynasty taking shape? Or will the Vegas juggernaut prove too much? The WNBA landscape has changed forever, and the future is now.
Analysts said there was no chance they'd beat Atlanta without Clark's shooting or Cunningham's energy. Instead, Indiana looked like the team playing at full strength.
We've just been through so much this season, giving ourselves another chance in Game 3. Emotions are high.
This is a group that's confidence has really never wavered. This group has continued to show their heart, their character, night in and night out.
I think we all piggyback off each other within our group and our organization.
We've been in every kind of situation you can imagine, and we've been able to find ways to put ourselves in position to win, and this will be no different.
Somebody has to lose and somebody has to win.
But the celebration must be short-lived, because their reward for this improbable run is a date with destiny. The Las Vegas Aces, the 2-time reigning champions. This isn't the young Atlanta Dream roster. This is a fully loaded lineup led by A'ja Wilson, whom some are already calling one of the greatest forwards ever. Add Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray, and Candace Parker, And you have a team that knows how to close games and doesn't flinch under pressure. The contrast couldn't be starker. Indiana, patched together and still battling injuries, versus Vegas, full strength and overflowing with proven championship talent.
Indiana Fever are heading to the semifinals.
Driving to the foul line and the paint, lays it in. Sims crossover left to right, gets into the paint, layup, good.
Inside, Boston.
The Aces just survived a brutal test against Seattle, with Wilson dropping 38 points and Young hitting a game winner with seconds left. This is what the Fever are walking into, a squad that thrives in crunch time and expects nothing less than victory.
To Jones. Throws it up.
No good! Game over! And the Fever are moving on!
For Atlanta has not been good. 40%. Maybe a little higher than that, 45.
Indiana electing not to call a timeout. Boston almost gave it away. Into Boston for the lead. She hits it. Indiana goes up.
Boston gets it. Mitchell is denied, but then Jordan Canada falls. Bree Jones almost gets it, but that's a second defender that's gone down, and Bree Jones.
Boston's defensive approach was just as important. She never chased blocks or overcommitted.
Aliyah Boston, who just dominated Griner, now faces her hardest test yet, A'ja Wilson. Wilson isn't just a scorer. She's a versatile force who can guard multiple positions while absolutely owning the glass. Boston will need every ounce of her strength and discipline to match up. The paint isn't just about points, it's about control, and whoever wins that battle will likely decide the series. Tactically, the Fever's ball movement and transition offense must be flawless. Against Vegas, every mistake turns into easy points the other way. Kelsey Mitchell's shot-making becomes utterly critical, as empty possessions are a luxury they cannot afford. Odyssey Sims will be tested as a secondary playmaker, needing to find windows against defenders who rotate with lightning speed and precision, unlike anything Atlanta threw at them.
I don't think I really gotten through all the way. That I didn't let down, everybody in my family, and it was just. I think I'm still trying to get through that part. Still to this day. I try to give myself grace. Everybody says give yourself grace. It's so hard for me to do that. At the end of the day, it's my fault, and I let everybody down.
10. Mitchell, a little bit too strong. Boy, we got some stuff going on here between Aliyah Boston and Bree Jones, who ended up on the deck. The officials are going to go over to...
But the story isn't just about the team. It's about a dramatic changing of the guard in the paint. The shocking sight of Brittney Griner, a player who once dominated the postseason, benched for much of an elimination game, spoke volumes. For years, she was the undisputed queen of the paint, a force no defense wanted to face. Yet against Indiana, and especially Aliyah Boston, her usual dominance evaporated. She struggled to score, looked flat-footed on rotations, and her defensive anchor became, dare we say, a liability. Boston, on the other hand, was everything Griner used to be. With 14 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists, she owned the game, hitting the go-ahead layup with just 7.4 seconds left. That single play, that critical finish, didn't just win a game. It flipped a career highlight reel upside down.
Just picked up her second foul, so Hillman and Gray each with 2. Mitchell over the Boston screen.
And that was tough, her hands. But going back to that ball screen here, little movement in the first part of that screen by Aliyah Boston.
Mitchell, man,
She is so good.
Attacking from the outside and now the inside. And Mitchell's been quiet for a while. Not anymore. Mitchell over to Boston. Again, the shot clock winding down. Mitchell, tough shot off the bounce to get around Jones.
2 steps behind the three-point line and the dribble handoff for Kelsey.
Imagine a team walking into a do-or-die game with half its roster sidelined. That was the Indiana Fever in Game 3 against the Atlanta Dream. 6 key players, including the electrifying Caitlin Clark, were out.
Knew where to send the ball. No hesitation, no panic, just composure when Indiana needed it most.
A complete skill set in all that she can do.
It's the first miss for Atlanta as Howard could not get it to go. Odyssey Sims, this is what head coach Stephanie White wants from Odyssey. Ray with 10 points so far. Sims dribbled right into trouble and was able to score and get fouled.
Sophie Cunningham, Sydney Colson, Chloe Bibby, Ari McDonald, and Dearest Dantas, all watching from the bench in street clothes. Analysts didn't just doubt them. They wrote them off entirely. They said the Dream's depth would wear them down, that without their star power, Indiana had no chance.
Lexi Hull had the single biggest defensive play of the night. With 7.4 seconds left, Atlanta had one last chance. Ryan Howard tried triggering the inbound, but Hull read it perfectly. Quick anticipation, a clean steal, game over. That steal erased any chance of a miracle comeback and sealed the series win. Moments like that don't show up as flashy as a box score stat, but it was the defining sequence for Indiana's season.
Howard gets it in, but it's knocked away by Lexi Hull. Hull with the steal, and the Indiana Fever, beset by major injuries all year long, are on the doorstep of making the semifinals.
Yet, defying every single expectation, the Fever emerged victorious, snapping a playoff drought that stretched back almost a full decade. This wasn't just a win, it was an audacious statement.
Griner posting up, setting a screen ultimately that Shea Penny ran into.
Anytime Atlanta needs a bucket, they look to her, and she's wanting the ball as well with the last 4 for Atlanta.
Even the smallest minutes mattered. That sideline presence gave Indiana a sixth-man mentality. And it mattered in the late stages when composure was everything, especially considering the officiating drama from earlier games.
While Boston was undeniably spectacular, the Fever's triumph was a collective effort, a testament to true team grit. Kelsey Mitchell set the tone early, carving through Atlanta's clogged lane for 24 points, including 19 in the first half alone. Her fearless attacking kept Indiana within striking distance when the game could have easily unraveled. Odyssey Sims, a hardship contract pickup, emerged as a critical playmaker, stuffing the stat sheet with 16 points and 8 assists, including that clutch pass to Boston in the final seconds. Her poise under pressure, despite her recent arrival, was uncanny.
Another one of the signees because of injuries in the game. As we approach a minute to go, aerial powers in.
The bench.
All the injured players to not just cheerlead, but also to give advice to all the newbies. Big block by Powers.
Good help side by Aerial Powers.
This win wasn't about one star lifting everyone. It was layered, built on everyone accepting a role and stepping into it when their moment came. And now, the question becomes, if this injury...
Indiana Fever are heading to the semifinals of the WNBA for the first time in 10 years. Kelsey Mitchell said, all that we've got, and we have all that we need. Cobbling together this roster, and here they are, about to be in the Final Four.
What you thought was impossible is possible. A team that has been devastated by injury, rallying on the road. One more time.
A legend in tears. A young phenom rising. And a playoff story so improbable, analysts are still scratching their heads. What truly happened when the Indiana Fever, decimated by injuries, stormed into the WNBA semifinals, leaving a stunned Atlanta Dream and a visibly shaken Brittney Griner in their wake? The whispers of retirement are growing louder, but the rise of a new era is undeniable. Get ready because the WNBA just witnessed a seismic shift.